Hello, everyone, and welcome to the You Are Mark on the World show. We're excited to have with us today a very special guest from England. We have with us today an Australian who's visiting England, and her name is Susanne Rea, and she is a real antagonist of polio. She is working full-time now, even though she's retired, to end polio. It's so exciting to have her with us today. Suzanne, welcome to the show. We're glad to have you.
Thank you, Devin.
Well, Suzanne, tell us about your program. It's called The World's Greatest Meal to End Polio. What on earth is going on here? Tell us about it.
It's a social media-driven project, and what we're doing is inviting people to link up with us and put on an event. We call them events. And they sign up through our website, www.wgmeal.com, and we record their sign up and add it to a big track sheet which comes out of America. The people enjoy their meal or whatever they're going to do. There's so many things that have happened, from barbecues to cups of coffee to club meetings through Rotary, and then they report in with photos, beautiful photos, and also the amount of money they raised. Now, a couple of things happen that are really important. The first thing is, once they deposit the money at Rotary.org, that's tripled by the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. So we're very lucky to have a fundraiser that every dollar that is earned is immediately tripled. So that gives us a good boost, and the children of the world naturally are going to be better off for that. Then once I get the photos, I go onto Facebook and talk about their event and trying to make it really special for the people that have taken part. And we get hundreds of likes and lots of shares, and people get quite excited about what they're doing, and I love it.
Well, it sounds like a wonderful program. How much money have you raised so far with this?
It's nearly 900,000. That, of course, includes the match. We're hoping to make it $1 million by World Polio Day, which is in just under a month. And we've got some results lagging. That is a little bit of a problem, that people do their event. Sometimes we can see it on their Facebook page or their website, but they haven't told us. So, you know, we need to know that they've actually raised the money, deposited the money, and then let us update our spreadsheet.
Oh,
so,
that's wonderful.
Yeah, and our long-term aim by the end game of polio is to raise $5 million.
Wow.
And we will.
That'll be a huge contribution to the global effort to fight polio, which is just a terrible disease. But please, just take a minute, Suzanne, and tell us why you care about this. Why on earth have you devoted your retirement to this cause?
Well, I'm a Rotarian, and Rotary's primary cause is ending polio. We've been trying for nearly 30 years, and we are very, very close. And so this is an exciting time to think that very soon that we'll finish. But we need money, and I was appointed as something called a district polio chair, and that means that my job is to raise awareness and money for this cause. However, living in northern Australia, the distances are so fast, it was just impossible for me to go club to club explaining what I wanted them to do, which was essentially to raise money for polio. So I thought of the idea of having a Facebook-based fundraiser. And I had worked with Paul Wilson on the Global Swim Marathon and Mukesh Malhotra. And so I went to London and met with Mukesh, who's a past district governor. And he liked the idea, so we agreed that having passed it through our club boards, that we would have a joint project. So it took a little while for us to get organised, and then we put a group up on Facebook, and from there we invited friends from around the world. And because we'd done this before with the Global Swim Marathon and also something called the Global Run for Water, we already had a lot of people who were tuned into this sort of fundraising, which was a big help. But this world's greatest meal is actually doing a lot better. And I feel the reason is that it's so easy. All you have to do is decide to do it. Register on the website, have your meal, report back, and it's done. And the children out of the world are we're nearly up to 1.5 million vaccines. I'm excited about that. But
yeah, well, there are a lot of children in the world to be vaccinated, and every child has to be vaccinated, don't they?
Absolutely, and one of the problems is that in first world countries, the vaccination rates have been dropping for various reasons. And if we allow polio to resurge out of the areas where it's confined at the moment, which is chiefly Pakistan, Afghanistan and Nigeria, chiefly, it can devastate whole communities again. And we just do not want to go back to the situation where up to 200,000 people were being crippled by this disease just a few years ago. And the economic cost was so great, if you think about it. It's a good investment to finish polio off and not just say it's too hard. It's not too hard. We've just got to do it.
Yes, the cost of continuing to inoculate every child in the world for the rest of time far outweighs the cost required to make the push to end polio now. Don't you agree?
Absolutely. And Rotary has said that they will do it, and they will. It just takes a lot of determination from people. And of course we have partners like UNICEF and the World Health Organization. We're not here by ourselves, but Rotary has been advocating to end polio for a long time and will continue to do so until it's finished. And it's our job as Rotarians to rid the world of polio and have one less thing that the children of the world have to worry about. And ultimately, their parents and grandparents. I'm a grandparent. I've got young grandchildren, and I might be a great-grandmother soon. Who knows?
Oh, my heaven.
Well, I've got a 23-year-old grandson. You never know, do you?
It's like any minute now.
Sorry.
That's right. But these children are precious, and we would hate to see anyone's children end up with polio.
That's why I feel it's a personal thing, and people must take it personally and understand that you cannot just back off now and say, oh, we put a lot of money into that, it's too hard, let's move on. You have to finish the job and look at Rotary's public image and things like that. If we lose the plot now, our whole integrity is gone, in my opinion, and we can't let that happen. And Rotary at the highest levels will not let that happen. So something as simple as the world's greatest meal to help end polio helps bring it back into mind that you can do this in a fun way.
So what's the first step? If a Rotarian somewhere, or even someone who's not a Rotarian, wants to do a fundraiser to end polio, what's step one?
Well, they first of all have to decide, and then they have to go to our website, and that's going to be available through you, through your publications, etc., and through what you put on after.
Yeah.
They sign up, and then they gather up their friends or however they're going to do this, and collect some money. They pay that money into the Rotary Foundation through the Rotary.org website. And on our own website, we have a banner at the top for a virtual meal. So they don't actually even have to have a meal. They can just donate $20, $30, $40, $50, whatever they want, remembering that it's all automatically tripled, which is a great deal. Then they, essentially, if they are having a fundraiser, and some of them have been hugely elaborate, amazing dinners, and some have just been a club passing around a hat or whatever, and putting whatever they want in it. And it's amazing how it adds up. The whole point is that we're in it together and we're all doing it. Nearly 600 events have been booked. We've probably had about 550. So there's quite a lot, booked for World Polio Day to come in. That's why I'm very confident of our $1 million by the end of, soon after World Polio Day. Once they've done this, it's just going to make such a difference, and everyone has a lot of fun. And I think that's, you know, although the cause is serious, we can't just be miserable when we're fundraising. We've got to make it fun to make
Sure.
people like to do it.
Yeah. Well, you, I think, are having a lot of fun, aren't you, Suzanne?
I am. I'm jetting around the world. I've come from Australia to England, and since I've been here, I've had amazing opportunities to go to dinners and meet with people and introduce myself and the program, and people have been very receptive. And in a couple of weeks, I'm going to India. Now, in India, I'm spending 3.5 weeks being taken around the country by Rotarians and introducing the program. The idea is that India gives back, because over the years, India has had a lot of money come in to help make India polio-free. And they've done an amazing job. The Rotarians, the government, everybody there, just amazing. And they are now certified polio-free.
And it's what a challenging place to overcome polio. It is inspiring. If we can do it in India, we can do it anywhere.
Absolutely. You know, and when I've visited in India, I then go to North Carolina and going to meet a lot of Rotarians there, and I hope to open the program up to them, because it's not always easy just through Facebook, because a lot of people are not aware of Facebook or don't want to use it for various reasons. But it's an amazing platform for fundraising, and it's free. You know, why wouldn't you use it and reach people like you?
Well, fantastic. Well, Suzanne, it's just wonderful to meet you. I really commend you for the great work you're doing, and thank you for the time you spent with us today.
Thank you, Devin, for the opportunity and for the children of the world.
All righty. Let's do some good.
Thank you.